social media, if you are on, I want you to type victory in the comments. When you see this man, this is what victory looks like.
Yes.
That's what it looks like. Through it all, in spite of the setbacks, the disappointments, the heartbreak, the letdowns, people jumping off shit, he continued to press forward. He continued to not only give God his due.
Speaking of mic.
He continued to not only press forward, he continued to give God his just due, to give God his glory. In spite of any situation, it did not matter what was thrown his ways. He was literally dodging arrows by day and daggers by night. He remained obedient, even at times when he wanted to give up. He wanted to go off. There were times when he was at his lowest point, but he stayed steadfast in God's unchanging hand. We were always taught in this ministry, if the pastor ain't got a testimony, it's time to go to another church. But how about if the pastor can't walk the walk or back up his talk, it's also time to leave for another church.
Come on.
The king that you see standing before you has demonstrated grit, perseverance, obedience, dedication, loyalty, and an immense amount of faith. He has done everything he said he was set out to do, without tainting the process and without tainting his soul. Through his journey, he's continuously taught us how to walk this thing called spirituality. In real time. He never gave up no matter what obstacles was thrown his way. No matter what roots, what he was facing, he never gave up. When he was told no from everybody else, he understood God's promise and he knew it was a yes for God. He is so often imitated, but he can never be duplicated. Please put your hands together for our own crowned chief apostle, Samuel Ely Jr.
All right, yeah, that's all. Mameifun, oh yeah. Mameifun, Otosi. Mameifun, Olofi, and Olodumare. And we thank God for each and every one of you guys for being with us on this Sunday, day of power, also a day in honor of my father, Samuel Ely Sr. That also came in my nieces that my dad, I need to get a sterling silver cross in honor of my father. My father not only came into my Misa to bless Minister Mario, but he also came to bless me, his son. Not his only son, but one of his sons. And I thank God that energy is never destroyed. Come on here, somebody. Give God a hand and praise. To each and every one of you guys that thought it not robbery to be in the house of God. I'm excited for what we are about to experience. I'm excited for many of you guys that no matter of your fears or your unknowing, I shouldn't say fear, but your unknowing about what is going to happen. But I want you to know that God is good, and all the time, God is good. And we need examples of what it means to serve the Lord. And what it is to be a part of our roots. They've been telling us all these times, go back to Africa. Am I not right about it? And they get mad and pissed, they go back to Africa. They've been telling us to go back to our roots. Now that we in the roots, and now we back African, they want to have a problem. But we give God glory. We thank God for divine feminine and divine masculine and the androgynous energy. We thank you. And for our ancestors, let's give our ancestors a round of applause for fighting for us, for continuously moving for us, and to trusting that we will pass that baton on when necessary. We're not going to play Queen Elizabeth and wait till Charles get almost to the grave himself to give him the crown. Come on here, somebody. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Thank you so much. Hallelujah. We thank God for that. We had so much going on this morning. I know that they wanted us to play some of our devotional service, but there's so much going on. I wasn't able to get that done, but I am here for the word. Come on here, somebody. Amen. I want to say, first of all, thank you to my madrina, to my padrinos, and my brothers and sisters, and my personal Ile. I want to thank God for my natural family, my children, my church family, my elay, to all of you around in my social media platform, whether you are a subscriber, whether you are a spectator, to all of you guys that have contributed to the process of Minister Mario, son of Ochosi, as well as myself. Somebody may ask why you keep bringing up Minister Mario, because his spirit walks in this church, he walks in me. And if you are truly believing that we are spirit, then you know that we exist beyond this flesh. Come on here, somebody. And that we exist on different realms. And now that I am also crowned, my Medifun Oya, I am also able to in and out those realms more effectively. Come on here, somebody. I want to salute each and every one of you guys that supported my crowning. And when I say support, I am talking about the thank yous, I'm talking about the encouragement, I'm talking about the cash app, I'm talking about some of you guys sent love and light, some of y'all sent love, some of y'all try to send some nude pictures, but that's not right. Come on. But we thank God for each and every one of you guys that was sent. But I thank you for all of the love and how many of you guys not only enjoy what I do on my platform, but you also accept me for who I am. And I said, and I thank God for Sister Chastity testifying here, because that meant so much to me about, it doesn't, to me, a lot of y'all don't understand, I don't have a problem with the growing pains, as long as you get what God got for you. And that's what a teacher and a leader is. You're going to have growing pains. But as long as you reach your destination, I've done my job. As long as you achieve what God would have for you, and I did my part. And if you're going to practice these ATRs, that's what you got to realize. I was going through Minister Mario's book bag, and going through his book bag, and he had all the black seed oil, and he had the turmeric, and he had all these things and that's how you know somebody listening and they learn. And that's why he was able to make it as far as he made it. Come on here, somebody. And this is why I am thankful. Sometimes you cannot change hereditary things, cellular things, but you can help live the best life and quality of life that you can. To all of you, and I do realize I had a hard morning this morning, really, really hard morning. It has gotten better. And to all of you that know that I am who I say I am, please don't slip and let me hear that you want to take credit for his departure. Because I will openly take credit for yours. This is why it's important to make sure you have the right people watching over your soul. Because with you not here, you want somebody speaking up for you. And Sister Chastity had a chance to go out there, and she said, I love what you did with this braid. That's how you know somebody living what they believe. You might not see me pray, but you should be able to feel the effects of my prayer. You might not see the works or the conjure that I do behind the scene, but you should also see the manifestation of that. And this is something we've been hearing in the church all our lives. We walk by faith and not by sight. And most of us, our trouble comes because we're trying to walk by sight and not by faith. And this is not a blind faith. I don't want nobody following me blind. The more educated you are, I feel like the less you're going to cause me problems. You know why? Because you got knowledge. So when you say amen to me, you say amen from the place of what you know. When you say thank you, Lord, because that's what you know. A lot of people like people following them, and they like to keep them in the dark and ignorant. I don't like that. I like when you say I'm with you, you know why you with me, you know you committed, because you grown, you doing what you're doing, and guess what? We all fall down. But I thank God for those that got up again. Just because you're going through, just because you and let me tell y'all something. Just because you fell short in this process is no reason or excuse not to get back up again. Because you still got to obey God. I hope that I do not live a life so that people think I think I'm perfect. I don't. What I will do is correct where I fall short. What I will do is acknowledge when I slip. I do not apologize for any of the lies that I have been putting on, because that's been my personality altogether. I've been telling y'all Mario been saving a whole lot of y'all have been cussed out many moons ago.
That's right.
Many moons ago. He the one talking about I handle it. You better. They don't want me coming there. When you have a lot of responsibility to people and to yourself, this message, what I'm going to teach today, is going to hit home in so many ways. It doesn't matter if you're an Ephah, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, whether you don't ever practice and you want to be a good old Christian, you want to have Christ in you, the hope of glory, fine. It's still going to hit home. If you don't want to have nothing to do with the church and never want to deal with another preacher or pastor, it's still, today I am the chief apostle, okay? But if you need to have some answers, I'm going to give you some answers on today. I have had the pleasure and opportunity to be blessed and crowned. And I want to say to my children, I have two water signs. I have a Cancer and I have a Pisces. I don't know what 50 was supposed to bring, but I have shed more tears in my 50s than I have seen like on my whole life. I'm going to say this, and please do not get in no childish spirit with me. Everybody not going to walk this journey from the beginning to the end with you. Can I say that again? For 12 years, I had somebody that sacrificed not only his life, but his daughter's life to be up and down the road with me to get this ministry where we are right now. He sacrificed his household, he sacrificed his time, and some days he sacrificed his feelings, because I was in a bad mood. I'm not expecting everybody to walk this journey. I feel very alone, even though there are people around me, because I'm in a place that a lot of people are not in. When I was going through my crowning, to all of you that practice and know what Ocha is, it's a blessing when one Orisha comes down. Those that have been practicing, my Padrino has been crowning since 11 years old. He has traveled all around the world. People call him, he is from Spain, and he's actually from Venezuela. God brought him to Florida to be here to crown Minister Mario and me. He is known as the Michael Jackson of the religion. It's almost like if he crowns you, nobody says anything about your crown. I have not heard one negative thing about Minister Mario crowning, and even the ones that came there to spectate and cause confusion in my crowning, my tambor, they didn't even have nothing negative to say. They just were astounded of what had taken place. Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, you have done an excellent job to get us where we are. Come on here, somebody. In that tambor, Obatala came down, Iligwa came down. Okay, I got you. Okay, all right. And Oya came down, which is my head Orisha. And my Padrino told me that it is so difficult to get Oya to come down in a tambor. And they have never seen her come down like that. But she came down in your chief apostle, tambor, to celebrate. And she talked to me. And y'all know I'm going to keep it honest. I was mad. And I was crying. Because a lot of stuff I did not understand, and I felt by myself. And my members were in the other room. They could not be in there with me. Even my son, when he came in, he could only go so far to touch me. I felt like I was in jail. It's a very lonely walk. Make sure that you're doing this for the right reason. Because once you elevate, unless you're around people that know what you're going through, I kind of feel more understanding how when you excel at a certain level of success, all people do is admire you or hate on you, but they can't say, I understand what you're going through. Michael Jackson got to a place. Beyonce headed to that, but it seemed good when you're looking at them, but the higher you go, and I'm not discouraging anybody not to go higher and deeper in this, but I am telling you that it's going to get lonelier and lonelier as you get immersed, and the less people are going to understand. And all you can do is talk to people and hope that you run across somebody that done touched off into what you done touched off into. So I wanted to say that, and I want to say thank you once again to each and every one of you guys that have been patient on my social media and from the orders and everything that's been going on, that many of you guys have been showing me mad love and support. And I, Apostle Edith, thank you so very much. I want to personally thank my Padrino for being the man that he is, how he took care of me, how he looked after for me. How him and my other Padrino promised me to never cross me because of how we had been crossed in the past. How Obatala promised me that I would not have to take vengeance in my own hand, that they would pay with their skin. To all of you that are out here practicing the ATRs and you don't mean God's people no good, because Divine Mother and Divine Father created all life on this planet, and they are all God's children. And if you're not going to do right by them in the service of spirituality, leave this practice alone. Because you may run across somebody like me that will put it on your ass. Everybody you're not going to be able to play with and mess over. There are people come to you vulnerable and ignorant, and that is not for you to take advantage of them. And I hope that nothing that I have done or said discourage you from practicing, but I hope it raises us to a higher level of self-love. We do not love ourselves because we spend so much time emulating everybody else that fits the European standard. I was out there at the river doing a ceremony, and two black guys were watching me. And y'all know I practice in the open. And I was down at the river, and I was doing a ceremony at the river with Oshun. And he asked me, "Are you praying?" So I said something like that. So when I came up from the water bank, they still were standing there, and so he started asking me a question. And so he said, "Well, he's like, what did you do?" I said, "Well, I do quite a few things. I'm initiated." I said, "But this right here is considered Santeria and Lakumi, because I'm dealing with Oshun at this particular time. But, you know, when I do voodoo, it's La Serena, Mami Wata, different. I was telling him different things. He was like, "Well, do you know about Obatala?" I said, "Yes." I said, "I was born from Obatala." And but they were asking me questions, and I was asking, explaining certain things. But it was for them to ask, not judge, but to inquire. That's what our lifestyle is about, that somebody is going to learn. And he was like, "Thank you," you know what I'm saying? Because they were interested in what I was doing. And I told he said, "Oh, I'm not the," I was like, I didn't invite them to the church now, but I was explaining to them what I was doing. And that's what I mean, let your light shine, that men will see your good work and glorify your Father and your divine Mother which is in heaven. Hallelujah. Let's give God a hand praise, because we know that our ancestors are strong in here. I also want to acknowledge that my Padrinos did not overlook my voodoo, my loas, my other ancestry that I have, and they honored them and they respecting my traditions that I practice. And this is a beautiful thing, because a lot of times when you get into other stuff, people want you to let go what you trust in and what got you where you at in order to do what they're doing. And they show nothing but respect for my traditions and the things that have kept me, protected me, and also protected many of you guys. And you have benefited from a lot of the things that I was born with. Come on here, somebody. I want everybody to know this is not a season for excuses. We got to do what we got to do. Stuff going on, y'all got real life situations. Some of y'all hurting. Some of y'all going through situations. Some of y'all like, "Well, why is this happening?" Stuff like this. I'm going to answer some questions. But you know what I can't do for you? I can't do your work. members and to people that have dealt with Apostle Ely through the years, a lot of you guys did what you wanted to do, how you wanted to do it, and then you just came and threw it in my lap and said, fix this. You weren't listening to the teachings. You weren't applying anything. You were just doing you. And then because you were a part of my ministry, you wanted me to clean up. That mama thing. You go out there and mess up your money, and I still feed you. You go out there, don't pay your bills, get put out, I put shelter. I'm not doing that no more. I'm 50 years old. I've been teaching, I've been sharing, I've been an example. You have no business being in the predicament you're in, only because I got Apostle Ely. I tell you about herbs, I tell you about vitamins, I tell you about taking care of yourself, I tell you about making the right choices with people, places, and things, because at the end of the day, it's your life. And you ignore all of that because you feel like, I don't like to lose, so I don't have to do right. He loved me. This is the main thing that my members have weaponized against me. He loves me, so he's not going to let me fall, no matter what I do. How many know that's wrong? It's wrong. You will willingly put me in harm's way, not because you didn't know better. You chose not to do better. And because I will fight for you, you put all that weight on me and you walk away. And it's not my trial, it's not my situation, it's not something I created for you, and then you make it my responsibility. I'm tired of that. I'm tired. I don't treat you like that. I don't treat your children like that. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be honored. I deserve to be respected. And I am making a change. This hurted me, not because so much as that Minister Mara died. It hurted me because him passing made me see everything for what it really was. Nobody is acting different. They've been acting that way the whole time, but I kept pressing. I kept going. I kept doing. I kept saying, well, if I show them this and show them that, they'll change. And they had no intention. I done helped so many, some of y'all like, well, possibly why you act? Because I done helped so many people out of stuff. And they turn around and give me their ass to kiss. My mom texted me a nasty, nasty text message a couple, I think, first of the year. And why I call it nasty? Because it was nothing but the truth. She said, you helping everybody else, and they're going to turn around and give you their ass to kiss. That's why I don't want you working for other people. Because they're going to talk about you and you're still my child. It hurts me. Some of y'all forget that I have family, I have children, I have loved ones. And I help you get out your dilemmas. And you go out and do what you do with your family, your loved ones, and I'll be sitting here fighting your battles. That's not right. And you know it's not right. And all I want to encourage many of you that get out here, don't do what I did. Because them people still going to go out and do what they want to do. And they're going to blame you if something go wrong, even though they created it. Know that this is a personal journey, and love is a reciprocation of that same love. You cannot be out here thinking that you showing love and then people just take from you. I want to encourage y'all, this is a beautiful practice. This is a beautiful way of living, but it is time out for just coming to this tree and pulling fruit off of this tree and walking off and leaving me hanging. And then somebody else, I have had strangers, very few people in this church help consistently. And then majority of all this help came from complete strangers. They say a poor frog that don't praise is what? His own palm. I ain't just became a king. I've been one. Amen. I just got crowned in another religion. Sir. That's like your child being an A student in math, an A student in science, an A student in, you understand? Yes. They don't prove themselves. And if you can love your loved ones when they don't fell short, then you can most certainly celebrate me for excelling and doing something that many people, especially black men, would not have endured. Not only do I keep a roof over my head, but I keep this church going in season and out of season. I'm not on salary. You should salute that. If you give, you give in this ministry. If you don't, you just don't. I don't be out here putting your business out there because you don't give. But I deserve what I have earned, and that's called respect. I have paid the price. And if you don't want to go where we're going, you don't have to. But you also don't have a right to hinder. And you also don't have a right to eat from our table when you didn't put nothing at that table. I'm not being funny. I'm tired. That hurt. And to anybody that's in my bloodline, that you told Minister Mario, child, his 15-year-old daughter did not ask you for nothing, that you told them that you're going to be there for them, keep your word. Because if I'm going to get on other people, I'm going to be hard on my blood. Amen. Do not lie to a child. And since on my platform, y'all know me as a truth teller, so you know I'm not just running my mouth. Do not tell a child that if they need something, that they can get it from you. If you're not going to do that. Because she don't have her father here physically with her. Don't do that. I'm going to be harder on mine than I'm going to be on anybody else. Some of y'all know I'm hard. But I'm way harder on my own blood than I am anybody else. Because if I'm not going to let nobody on the outside do it, I'm damn sure not going to let nobody on the inside do it. Y'all hear me? All right. Come on. Give God a hand and praise God. Those that have your Bibles, turn to Proverbs, the 25th chapter, verse 28. Salutations and thank you to all of you on my social media platform for the offering. I bought this. This is actually a gift from some people in the church. They said they're going to reimburse me. But this was $200, or $206. But this is my new liquor for my ancestors. It's age 30 years. I ain't even going to try to pronounce the name of Mama Francis. But my ancestors rode so very hard for me, and I want to celebrate with them and give them offerings for not only taking care of me, taking care of Mr. Mario, taking care of my staff, and all of those that work alongside me, and all of you that give and support what I do. I want to give salutations to my ancestors and my gods and goddesses for doing such an awesome job and protecting me and making sure I made it through. Amen. Thank you once again. When you have it, Proverbs 25, verse 28. Amen. The subject is going within yourself. I teach universal laws because they work. No matter what tradition you're in, no matter where you are, beginner or advanced. Going within yourself. Verse 28 says, he that have no rule, no government, nor discipline over his own spirit, is like a city. Yes, is like a city that is broken down and without walls. In order for you to grow and develop, you got to work on the inward you. That's right. We have become very good, skillful at adorning the outward man. But the real person that needs your attention, your veneration, is your spirit. And we have too many people that don't know how to govern, manage their energy, their frequency, their vibration. We right now can know something that's not good for us, and we will walk into that situation unprotected. How many know that ain't no wisdom? If there's a rainstorm, where's your raincoat or your umbrella? Yes. We are grown enough to know that there are only 4 seasons no matter what you do. Yes. I don't care what you practice. There's air, there's fire, there's earth, and there's water. At some point in your life, you got to acknowledge that you're a fire sign. You need to acknowledge that you're an earth sign. You need to acknowledge that you're a water sign. You need to acknowledge that you're an air sign, because you need to be able to manage that. And I'm not talking about the things that you like about your energy. I'm also talking about the things you don't like about your energy. So you can't be manipulated. That you can't be deceived. How can you protect yourself from the enemy when you have not built up and you don't have governance of your own energy? Do you know when you even been attacked? Do you know when you attacking yourself? Do you know when the enemy on the outside trying to sabotage you? Do you recognize when you trying to sabotage you? Somebody say, neighbor, go within yourself and govern your house. We don't meditate. Because we call meditation thinking about a dollar bill. That's not meditation. That's projection of your mental energy on an object. Meditation is you focusing on yourself, reflecting on yourself, understanding how your energy moves. Many of you guys watch me, but you watching me manage my energy. I can tell when a spirit moving on behind me, flowing through me, or just coming upon me. Because if you're paying attention to your house, I have prayed for people and I had a literally say, receive your healing, baby, they're knowing all over. They're like, you ask for healing, but it's sitting right there, but you think it's going to force itself on you. That's what I mean by government. You should know when you're asking for something, how you need to pay. Did you open up the windows of heaven that he will pour you out a blessing that you have not room enough to receive? Then why are you standing at the door knocking when you just asked God to open up the windows? Come on here, somebody. Your eyes are the windows into your house. And if you want God to pour a blessing, when your windows are open, you should be at the window waiting for the breeze to come in. Somebody, I got to manage my house. Huh? You're sitting praying prayers. You got everything sitting at the window. No, I didn't ask God to come that way. You did. You don't want to ask God that you wanted to be blessed through a husband. You want to be blessed through a wife. You want to be blessed through lotto. You want to be blessed through a job. You didn't say, God, I want to walk in your abundance. You don't want to pick out and say, this is the way I want you to move in my life so I can be familiar with you. And then when the enemy comes and throw a dam in the way that you want it, now you're thinking God forsaken you because he was not trying to supply your needs this that way. You don't know who he going to cause to give into your bosom. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over the cold. But you don't pick that who's going to be your footstool. You don't pick out who's going to be your enemy. You don't pick out who's going to be your friend. And God ain't picked none of them people for your team. Your answer ain't picked none of them people. Because when it comes down to it, they're not going to obey him. He got that poor man in the city that ain't got no rank, got no education, but got wisdom. Did God mislead you, or were you misleading yourself? Do you see why it's important to rule or govern your own spirit? You trying to figure out what Oyen's spirit doing? You trying to figure out what Oshun's spirit doing? You trying to figure out what ruler's spirit doing or the Loa spirit doing? You know about the light bill, everybody else's house but yours. What keep your house cool? What keep your house comfortable? What keep you at peace? Do you know what to go and get right now to bring you back into life? But you've been with you the whole time. But you say you're spiritual. You still looking for somebody else to make a way for you. And then you want to spend the rest of your life complaining why they won't feed you. Huh? You still got the activities of your life. Yes. I don't like to go in the kitchen and cook, but I will. I'm going to only complain so long. Governing yourself is not just walking around here talking about what God going to do for you, your ancestors going to do for you, and what this and the angel going to do. It also to understand what you going to do for you. Yes. There's an old saying, don't ask what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Your spirits are saying, you keep asking us what we going to do for you, but you ain't brought what you going to do for you yet. Okay. You done got everybody a list. A honeydew list. I need you to fix my finances. I need you to get my rod right. I need you to get my money right. I need you to protect me. Everybody got an assignment. And you ain't got nothing to do, but it's your house. Go into yourself. How can you fool with me and tell me I got a 5-bedroom house when I know I got a 4? Have you ever had certain rooms in your house that you can put a certain size furniture in and other rooms you can't? That's when you should know what you have the capacity emotionally to handle. You should know what you have the capacity mentally to handle. You should know physically, know what? I can't pick that up. Huh? I can't even help you pick it up, but I can call my grandson to come in here and help you. You should have enough wisdom for your own self not to allow somebody to put you in harm's way. When we say we tired, we think people acknowledging our tiredness. They don't. As long as you keep up doing it, in their mind you ain't tired. Tired means to stop. Yes. I'm guilty of it, and I ain't the only one in here guilty of it. You just say I'm sick and tired of it, and you keep on doing it. I don't want to talk about this some more. You talk about it some more. Huh? Yes, right. Tired means to stop. It's not going to make them change. It's going to keep letting them go and keep on doing it and keep on doing it until you snap. But at that point, you're wrong. Because you knew you were already tired. Uh-oh, come on. Did you hear what I said? You already, if you were governing yourself, you already knew you were tired. This is why I tell people, keep it real with me. If all you can give me is 10% of your time, fine. Don't tell me you can give me 20. That's all I'm asking. If you can only give me 30, just say it. Listen, I can help you with this, and that's it. Right here, I can help you on this Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm cool with that. But to tell me that you gonna be here, ride or die for me, and then when I look up you ain't around, I can't trust you no more. Because I cannot build on inconsistent. I can only build on what is consistent. Because other people are trusting me to do a job. And I can only put people in position that are going to do that job in season and out of season. Whether they're feeling good or whether they're feeling bad. Why y'all think I keep talking about? Because he got off of a hospital bed and still came here and led a devotional service. Come on here, somebody. You don't feel that way about a pop. I didn't ask you to. But don't tell me why you keep talking about son of a trophy and minister. It was his consistency. It was his dedication. He went inside himself. It means something when you can count on somebody. Because you're not the only one going through in your body. You're not the only one going through in your finances. You're not the only one going through in relationships. You're not the only one going through got children. You act like you're the only one that's in these ATRs. I have to go into myself in my mind and talk to myself just like you should be doing. Talk yourself off that cliff. Amen. Come on. I was sitting there and my mind said, I'm ready to go. I done had enough. My mind, other mind told me, said, people are depending on you. Ain't no count, ain't nobody knows you got all that craziness going up inside your head but you. Talk to yourself. Get this word on the inside of you so when you have need of it, it can speak to you. You're not studying the word for me. You're not studying psychology for me. You're not reading books for me. You're not around people for me. You're around so when you need to go within, you got something to tell yourself to get you through what you're going through. Because I'm telling you, nobody's going to care. enough to know how to go within yourself when you get into them tight places. Because you know what they're doing on the outside? They're laughing. They're utilizing what you done share as something to talk about. Stop letting people use family as a reason to play you like an ass. Look at the resume behind people. If they wanted so much for you, how can somebody give you something they don't have for themselves? It's easy to complain, but what you can't complain about when you're dealing with truth is, how did you get here? You. This is why I teach the way that I teach. Because you know what's going to happen? When you get down, let me tell y'all something. That's why I tell y'all don't have to be sad for Mr. Mario. Because he had somebody in his life that was going to rock and roll with him.
That's right. Amen.
Y'all better find somebody in your life that when you can't do for you, that they care about how you leave here. When you get down sick, when you get financially where you can't do, who gonna get up and go to work for you? You got up and went to work for them. You make sure they had a plate. Now that you need a plate, all of a sudden they want to holler about what they got to go do. But that's not what your attitude was when it came to what? Them. Oh, this is I told you. I'm just trying to help you. I done got to a place. Ain't that gonna be a day when you wake up one day and you done sacrifice for all these people, and when you look out there at the door, ain't no cars in the driveway? Huh? They didn't even Uber you nothing even. Even if they could come by, they could Uber you something, and they wouldn't do that. Make sure you got what you need. Make sure that if you croak the day of tomorrow, your body ain't sitting in there 24, 48 hours for somebody to find you. Somebody said, neighbor, go on within. Strengthen your inner man. Turn to Ephesians 3. What good is your spirituality when you're not walking in wisdom? What good is you praying all these prayers? Not one of them pots gonna get up and get me off the floor. Not one of the not one nganga, not near candle. People are the true treasure in this thing called life. Be careful how you treat people. You want to learn why you keep having so much what you call, like black people like to say, bad luck, because of how you treat people in their condition. My grandma said this, Ephesians 3rd chapter, verse 16. She said, be careful how you treat people when they broke, sick, in jail. Know why? Because them the hardest times for a person to forget how you treated them. It's hard. When you at a certain place and you look around in that moment, it's hit hard. And I used to hear them say that, but now as I'm growing up, baby, don't mistreat no old person when they sick. Don't mistreat a child when they defenseless. Don't mistreat somebody when they down and they low. They back up against them. That's when most of us, especially black, I'm just talking about our people, that's when we like to come in and talk about I told you so. You already know they told up. Yes. You already know they down. That's why we have a saying, don't kick them when they down. And what we do, we go buy some brand new shoes with some spikes on it. But we say we love them. And we the first one to kick them. Forehead. We treat them just like golf. They put them on the tee and tee off on their head. But we say we saved, we think we spiritual, no, you nasty. You're nasty. And you were waiting on that opportunity because there's a hidden envy and a hidden jealousy there. Because somebody going through shouldn't make you feel better.
Amen.
Yeah, I said it. Somebody going through should not make you feel better about your situation. There's something psychologically wrong. You need to go within.
Ephesians 3:16.
Ephesians, the 3rd chapter, verse 16. It says that he will grant you according, this is the part, according to the riches of his glory. So this source of glory and how we get what we get does not come from man. How many of us are still trying to get it from man instead of getting it from source? People can't make you happy. You got to have that within your chambers. People can't give you peace. They can break peace. They can take your peace, but they can't give it to you. So if you're going to work that hard on you to get peace within yourself, then defend it. It goes on to say, to be strengthened with might by his spirit in the inner man. Notice that the riches come from him and the strength comes from him. When I say him, I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy. I want us to understand, if you gonna go to the gas station and fill your vehicle up, and you're gonna let everybody use your vehicle to do what they want to do, then don't complain why you can't go out and do, because all you want to tell me about, you filled your car, but you constantly let other people ride your car, your fuel out to do what they need to do, and now you need to do what you need to do. You got to go back to the filling station.
Yes.
That's not a them problem, that's a you problem. I like what Ayanna Van Zandt said. Give people out of your overflow, not out of your reserve. Because when you don't have what you need, they're not, listen, Linda, Lionel and Linda, listen. They're not going to give their last to you. They're going to choose them over you. I don't care how many times you gave your last to them. If they ain't showed you before you did it, why would they do it now? Because guess what? I'd rather recover behind you getting my overflow than you messing with my reserve. Because your reserves is your essential. Somebody say your essential. That's what you got to have to be here. What you got to have to live. What you got to have to function. You don't let nobody play with that. When somebody willing to play with that, that means they're willing to play with your life, baby. And I don't know what to tell you after that point. When you allowing them to play with your life, at that point, it's a psychological thing with me. It ain't Ifa, it ain't voodoo, it ain't Santeria. It's time for you to go with them. Why are you willing to let somebody play with your life like that? Many of you guys have said you came in here, you did not even know that he was going through the things he was going through. You know why? Because he had somebody that cared how he presented himself. He had somebody that was willing to sacrifice what I had. I gave up what I had to make sure he had. The same thing I do when I'm out doing conjure for you. While you laying doing what I'm out there giving up of myself. It don't feel good once you lay on that altar as a living sacrifice for somebody. And then while you on that altar dealing with all of this stuff that they were supposed to be dealing with, they out there doing something else to cause some more problems. You know why it's quiet? It's something to think about, ain't it? Because no matter what you sacrifice, and I'm telling y'all, stop treating people that way, because what go around, come around. Some of y'all going to be hurting over stuff because you done did it to other people. It don't feel good. So don't do it. And that don't mean that you got to get out here and help everybody, because I don't help everybody. I try to do what I can when I can and with what I can. But he earned that with me because he made those sacrifices for me. And that still didn't mean that I was going to return the favor. Wouldn't that have been sad that he was being treated the way he was treated by his family, and then the very people that claimed to be his spiritual family did him the same way? When your family failed you, your spiritual family is supposed to be there. Because they're supposed to be closer to you than a brother or a sister. But we struggle with our natural family, so therefore we consciously struggle with our spiritual family. I care. And that has been weaponized against me. There's a lot of people I don't want to let go, but I don't have no other choice. Because they don't care. They just want what they want, and it doesn't matter how they affect other people. And you cannot have people in your life that don't care how they affect other people. When you go out there to work, you got to care how not only the other nurses, but they either got to care about you. They ain't got to like you. They got to care about what's going on with you. Because what you do or don't do will affect everybody on that shit. And spirituality is the same way. If we are connected, I got to care if Monique can eat. Because if she fall, she gonna pull me. Yes. There was a movie out there, I think it's The Q. And long story short, they were on one of the trials where it was like kind of tug of war, right? But they all were chained to each other on opposite sides. So, and there was a big old pit drop. They had them way up in the air. So whoever won, they had to pull the other one over so that side died. They plummeted to their death. You got to care if my foot slipped. You got to care if my hand lose grip. Because whether they make a mistake in the front or the back, all of us going over. Because the chain that was on them was heavy enough that if one fell, all of them were going to fall. So everybody had to fight for everybody's life. And when one slipped, the other one was going to grab. Because if you slip, you pulling all of us. We don't think like that because you know why? In our mind, that's them. That's even in the same religion, the same family, the same. And we got to break that cycle. You got to go within. I could have said easy, you know what? I just came back from Miami, Brother Johnny going through. I'm tired. He don't know what I done went through, trying to get myself. I stopped what I was doing. I stopped being tired. Because I can't. It bothers me when I can't be everywhere but I ain't but one person. But everybody in this ministry don't feel that way. You don't care. As long as you got air in your house, you good. And you call me as though I ain't got nothing going on. Because you don't care about these other people that I'm looking out for. And I'm tired of that. It's people going through here. If you went to the hospital right now and your head was split open and I came to the hospital and I was throwing up, who you think they're going to see first? Even though I got there behind. I could be first all day long, but they're going to tend to that person with their head split open. They're going to give me a bar bag, but they're going to tend to the one that needed the most. That's not rejecting you. That's about being responsible. That's all it is. Well, I feel some type of way. Child. Because you don't care nothing about none of this. If this church closed the day tomorrow, you're going to walk off. You don't care what this ministry is doing for other people. As long as you got what you got or whatever, you don't care. I'm tired of people taking my social media and making it personal. When I am trying to help people so they don't have to go through some of the things that I'm dealing with or I deal with other people. What's wrong with that? Because you got help from the same ministry when you turned on. I was sharing same information. Now all of a sudden you done made it about you. You know why? Because you're trying to save face. Your face more important. Saving face is more important than actually helping people. This is what real magic is. It's called responsibility. My last. Luke 17:21. There's a scripture in 1 John, you ain't got to turn there. 1 John, the 4th chapter, verse 4, it says, great is he that's on the inside of you, that is he that is in the world. Think about where we are in life. If we don't start going within, how can we tap into our greatness? How can we tap into our skill? How can we tap into the things that God has for us? The moment you know who you are, you're going to be comfortable with yourself, and then you're going to be comfortable with other people. And then when they're talking, you're not going to feel any type of way about it because you know it doesn't apply to you. It's when you ain't doing that work. We done all been in a shift that you weren't doing what you're supposed to do, and somebody say something and you take it personal.
Yeah.
You know, at my job, what they do, when something going on, you're not taking your lunch at the appropriate time or whatever, they send a message to everybody. Only the people that ain't been doing right start talking and saying something they being funny.
Right.
Them the only people saying something. Them the only people saying something. Because guess what? It go for everybody.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, oh, they ain't been saying nothing. You doing wrong, so you got to make like they being funny. Because they got to discipline everybody because they can't show favoritism. What they say, a hit dog on what? Am I right or wrong?
Right.
So if I was telling the truth 2 years ago, I'm telling the truth now. If I was real 2 years ago, I'm real now.
That's right.
My platform ain't changed. And being Crown Oya ain't gonna make me change how I teach. Because at the end of the day, if you don't learn how to go within yourself, you're gonna keep causing problems, whether it's with me or anybody else. Because the person that you need to be working on and fixing is you. And when you're not ready for the seasons that gonna come regardless, ain't winter gonna come. Summer gonna come. Spring gonna come. Autumn gonna come. So, since we already know that, why not be prepared? And when you don't have what you need in those seasons, that ain't nobody else's fault. How many heard me use the analogy that when I went to the mall, my mom gave me some money, and I went and bought me some brand new shoes and some cologne. Then she left the mall to went to get something to eat. I told her, Mom, I'm hungry. She said, eat them shoes and drink that cologne. You made a decision what to do with what you want to do with it. I'm hungry, I'm eating. I didn't like what that Virgo did, but that taught me. Your needs should be first, not your wants. I don't care what you practice. And you not taking care of you. That's your need. You're not trying to make sure your mind in the right place. Okay, I'm going to do this, but I know how I am. Some of y'all get offended, I get quiet. Instead of you understanding psychologically, I'm going within. Because I got to watch what I'm about to say. Ain't that wisdom?
Yeah.
You know how I maintain to be respectful to my uncles and aunties? Because a lot of time when they said stuff I did not like, I had to go within, honey. Because if I came out what I was thinking at that moment, I wouldn't have my testimony today.
We'll be here today.
How many of you can miss out on things just because you didn't take the time to go and say, you know what? I might not be right about this. This might not be what I'm hearing. This might be... Because you didn't take no time. You just heard what you heard, or part of what you heard, or part of what was said, and you done jumped the gun, and you can't take it back once it come out this.
That's right, you showed me. Amen. Guilty.
Anybody want to know why I'm very big on not telling people what to do? I'm glad you asked. And I'm done. With family, I had certain people that I trusted told me certain things. And so they felt like one of my kids wasn't mine. So I went and said I want a blood test because such and such. I was expecting the reaction, but I wasn't expecting how I was going to feel about the reaction.
Right.
Because at that moment, I realized that wasn't even my decision.
Right.
I honestly didn't even feel that way.
Right.
And I'm telling y'all, it's one thing for you to go out there and make mistakes in your life because you made those mistakes. It's another thing to swallow a pill because you heard somebody and you jumped out there and said or did something. And now you still got to live with the consequences because you made that, you did. I did that. And I don't never want to feel that way. And I don't want to put that. So therefore, I will never tell you what and what not to do. Because whatever happened, however it could go, is your decision. And I'd rather you live with your decision than my decision. Are y'all hearing me real good?
Yes.
Because I'm 50 years old and I still ain't lived that down. I done been forgiven for it, but the idea that I know that I took what somebody else said and I moved on that, and I hurt somebody I love because of how they felt. I don't care if you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Kumi, or Christian or atheist. It still applies. Don't be out here. And if you do decide to hurt somebody, make sure you can live with it. Because I felt that way. I said it. I done it. But don't let nobody boost you into something. That's why I'm very big. I don't care how great our ministry get and how whatever we do out here. You ain't going to be hearing me out telling people what to do. Because that's hard to live with. That's a hard pill to swallow. Because it wasn't even your feelings. Or it wasn't that deep with you. Or it wasn't that steep with you. It was that way with them. Because you got to understand, people around you have their own ulterior motive why they saying or not saying. And sometimes when you're in the heat of stuff, you forget that. And in that moment, all I'm encouraging you to do, not to listen to me, but go within yourself. So however it comes out on the other side, you can be good with it. I think that's the fairest thing when it comes to spirituality that anybody can do for anybody. If you do something, make sure you're doing it because that's what you want to do. So however it turn out, you can live with it. Go within, y'all. Understand you. Understand how you are helping people and understand how you are hurting people. And most of the time, how you doing it to yourself. Don't go through all of these different changes and you're not happy with you. I understood more and more at the latter end of my life why he was at peace. He knew he was loved. He knew he was accepted. He knew he was supported. And he knew that what was coming out of my mouth was not lip service. And he knew that if something happened to me, and he told me the first time he went out of here, he told me, he said, I know that you're going to be good to my daughter. I said, Mario, how do you know that? He said, I've been here 12 years. I watch how you are with your children. I watch how you are with your family. I watch how you are with me. I watch how you have been there with her while I was here. Don't be out here guessing, y'all. Need to know if something go on with you, I don't care what your religion, that somebody gonna have your back even when others are walking off. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
This is a real thing. And we need to do better by ourselves before we can do better by anybody else. Because if I don't care enough about me, I'm not gonna care enough about you. If I can let my own mama go down, I can let you go down. So if you want to know why certain things y'all say or do hurt me, that's why. Because I go out of my way trying to make sure other people feel comfortable. Even if it costs me. Because I would want somebody to do it for me and mine. I'm not stupid. I'm not ignorant. And I know who doing, I know who not doing, and I know why you're not doing it. I'm a real seer and I can really hear, and I know why they're doing what they're doing. At the end of the day, I don't care. Because that's between them and what they call God. But my journey is for me to finish my course. So I can be ready to be offered up. Let's give God a hand praise. Yeah. Luke 17:21 says this. And I didn't remember until I looked down. It says, neither shall they say, lo, here, or lo, there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The primordial energy is the ending of and from the beginning of time. The chaos energy, the Alpha and the Omega, is within us. That is not for you to go out and talk about you at this level, that level. I don't know why we think when we hear certain things like that. You need training. You need experience. You do not want to be out here. This is a cold and cruel world. It's more people out here that don't know what they're doing and got a good front game and a good talk game, but at the end of the day, no results. I am trying to teach people how to manifest, bring a result. Do I appreciate what you have done? Yes. Should you be able to do more? Yes. If you took this more seriously. It's not just about you. It's about what's coming. That's why it meant so much to me when Chastity gave a honest and a truthful testimony, because she can see her generation. This ain't something you got to look outside yourself. Just like you can see the same bad habits happening in your family, you can also see some of the same good habits. So with that being in mind, let me get my inner man together. I see what he's talking about. I ain't sitting here for him. I'm not giving for him. I'm not doing, this is for me, because guess what? If he's willing to be honest with me and truthful with me, then I can build off of that. You cannot, sir and ma'am, no matter what you practice, build off lies. There's no easy way. It's work. Voodoo, Santeria, the Kumi, Congo, Pala, sir and ma'am, it's work. Anybody telling you that it ain't no work and ain't no sacrifice, that these God, spirit, and your ancestors ain't requiring nothing, they're lying to you. And just like you want to be acknowledged after you have worked for somebody, they want to be acknowledged. That's why I made that sacrifice. It had nothing to do with what I can afford. Because when they were doing for me, it wasn't about what they can afford. Remember that. When you're doing for people, they don't care about what you can afford. And therefore, you're not going to care about what they can afford either when it comes to you. That's just human nature. Let's give God a hand, bro. That's a little weak there. That's a little weak. Let's give our ancestors a hand, praise. Thank you.